So the inevitable has happened. You've been watching all these YouTube videos. You've been getting all this automated software. You've been building your eBay store, learning how to drop ship, making everything as automated as possible, using Amazon primarily onto eBay. And sales have been going pretty well. 1, 2, 3 weeks. And all of a sudden, you make no sales the next day. You were making 10, 15 sales in one day. And then the next day, all of a sudden your promoted listings are dead. You're making no sales. You're losing money now because you're paying for these softwares, possibly a virtual assistant, possibly something else, and you're not making any money to recoup this, and you don't know what to do. So what happened? What is the real question? What did happen? And the answer to that is that you've been flagged by eBay. So for those of you that don't know what's going on or have not been paying attention to what's been happening on eBay as of the last 2 months, eBay has definitely initiated an action against people using automated softwares to do retail arbitrage, dropshipping, primarily Amazon onto eBay. So I've made a lot of videos about this in the past 2-3 weeks, and this one is all about how to know when you've been flagged and what to do when you've been flagged, what is your course of action that you're going to take, and how to go about it. So without further ado, let's get into the video, and I've made a PowerPoint for you guys, so I hope you guys enjoy it. So this is the PowerPoint titled, You've Been Flagged, Now What? Manual eBay Dropshipping 2019, written by me, eCom Tom. I've tried to add a little bit of fun into this PowerPoint to make it not as boring as it could possibly be. So let's get into the next slide. Before we get started, I know that manual dropshipping is a big topic that's been tossed around lately. A lot of people are talking about it. It's probably pretty new to a lot of you guys, and you don't know exactly what's going on. So I want to make sure that you guys know that if you have any questions at any point during this video, please pause it, type in your question, and then enter your question and comment it. Because of the fact that I'm going to answer all of your questions, I want to make sure that you guys do know exactly what is going on with manual dropshipping, how to go about it, and answer all of your questions on it, because I do realize that it is an extremely new topic and there is going to be a lot of questions on it. So I promise to answer all the comments, and I'm going to make sure that you guys are on top of the ball too. I'm going to ask you guys questions back, so be sure to check your comment every once in a while, and I will reply with another comment on top of it. So also, if you do like what you see in this video, please smash the like button like little Hulk down here is doing. I would very much appreciate it. It will get all of this word out. It will get everybody in the community finally start to move towards manual dropshipping, and more people will see it with the more likes and comments that this video does get, and it will help out my channel, so I'd appreciate it very much, and let's get into it. So in this slide, I'm going to talk about how do you know you've been flagged? Well, it's very evident, and right here I do actually have a picture of my own account that did get flagged. I had 3 accounts that got flagged. I only wanted to put one. This was my biggest account. I think at one point I had, when I was doing Amazon onto eBay, about 15,000 items on it, which is just not necessary anymore with this new manual eBay dropshipping method that I've been going about teaching for the last couple months, and I've been curating and just, really trying to get as much results as possible. So you will see a large decrease in sales overnight. So if you're making 10, 15, 20, 50 sales a day, maybe the next day you're only making 2 or 5, or maybe 10 if you're making a lot, and then you fall down to 10. But they will never bounce back. And so far, from everything I've seen, nobody has ever bounced back from this anytime soon. And I don't know any time frame as of yet that anybody has really been able to take all these softwares off their accounts and really, reset their accounts. So far, I've seen accounts that have been flagged maybe 3-4 months ago, and they still haven't bounced back. So what is another point? You will see a dramatic fall in promoted listings impressions. This is probably the easiest thing to see and the easiest way to tell that you've been flagged, because of the fact that if you see in this picture, I had probably, I think, my highest promoted listing impressions on this day, and clicks as well, clicks and impressions and sales. But this is the impressions graph. It's always nice and smooth. And basically it shows that on the 10th of October, 2018, I think that was the highest I've ever hit in impressions. And you see right down here at October 30th, I'm going to turn the little pointer on here. October 30th, 2018 was pretty much, or 31st, was pretty much the demise, right in time for my birthday on November 1st. So it was a great time. But, never worry, because there's always a way around things, and there's always a way to get around it, and that's what I'm going to show you in this video. And one last thing, if you do want to search some of your listings in the eBay search, a lot of them won't show up, and if they do show up, they'll be on like page 3, 4, or 5, depending on how many people are actually on that listing. So why did eBay flag me? abusing their API usage rules by using auto reprices. That's basically the number one reason. So auto repricing tools have been out there. They've been popular for the last couple years, and it's clearly stated. I'll put the link in the description of the eBay's API usage terms of service. And in section 9.7, it says use eBay services to promote or engage. This is what you cannot do. Use eBay services to promote or engage seller arbitrage. For example, automatically repricing eBay items in response to price changes on competitor sites. Exactly what these softwares do. Automatically ordering sold items from competitor sites. That's exactly what a lot of these softwares do, especially with Amazon onto eBay. And posting tracking information to eBay when items purchased from competitor sites are shipped. That's also what the majority of these softwares do. So I really do believe that is exactly the reason why a lot of these accounts are being flagged. It's very obvious for what's going on. I mean, your prices are repricing on your items all the time. Amazon changes price on its items all the time. So, your items are going to change nonstop. It's pretty obvious to eBay what's going on. Secondly, poor metrics in customer service. I was also a culprit of doing this when I had a very high volume automated eBay dropshipping store. I didn't care about any of what the customer service was going on because I knew I could win the majority of the cases, and I knew that the returns didn't matter because they were free. And like I said, I have a screenshot here of me doing 1,319 open requests or closed requests in cases. That's returns, canceled items, things like that. I don't know if actually returns fall into that, but it's items not received cases, canceled items, and all sorts of stuff in the last 12 months. And I haven't even sold on the account in the last 3 months. So I mean, there was a lot there. It was probably a lot higher than that a couple months ago. So, secondarily, there's two other points that I would like to bring about that I don't think are as big as the main 2 points on this slide, but I do think that they do play a role if you are also doing automated repricing and have poor metrics in customer service. Dropshipping from Amazon, it's very easy to tell when an Amazon item comes from Amazon Logistics, which is about 33% of the items, I believe, or like maybe 33% of the items will come from Amazon Logistics, and it will have a tracking number like TBA with a bunch of numbers after it. You cannot track these numbers. Yes, you can use the Blue Care Express workaround, but that, even if you look at Blue Care Express, it doesn't even really show where your item was or what was happening. It just shows that it got shipped and delivered. A lot of people, if you look it up, are very upset that they got Blue Care Express tracking numbers on the internet, on some of those websites, I forget, like Trustpilot. You'll see a lot of people complaining about it, and it definitely doesn't lead to a good customer experience, which is exactly what eBay wants to really preserve, is having a great customer experience, making sure that the customer is having a good time on eBay and will come back to shop on eBay in the future. That's basically all you need to make sure that you're doing, and you should be fine. So then also lastly, item location misrepresentation. A lot of people are saying that if your items are shipping out of all these different warehouses throughout the United States that Amazon has, then if you put your wherever you live, so I grew up in Billerica, Massachusetts, if you put Billerica, Massachusetts as where your items are located, but they're shipping from all over the United States, then a lot of people say that that's an issue. So far, I brought up what the item location rule is here on eBay. You can type in item location policy on Google and you'll be able to find it. And basically, if you look right here, it says valid zip code for items located in the United States, except when using shipping rate tables, freight shipping, or for items that will be shipped from multiple locations. So then again, I don't really believe that this is the biggest issue, but I also do think it plays a role when you are also using automated softwares and other things like this. So I do believe that these two do play a role, but not as majorly as what the other two do. So what do you do about it? So I would say the first thing you should do is panic, and then obviously comment in a Facebook group about how eBay sucks. No, I'm just kidding. Please don't panic. There is definitely a way around this. I've been doing it for the past it's the 19th right now, 2.5 months basically, and I'll show you my results after this, and there has yet to be anything close to being considered me possibly getting flagged. I've been making great sales, way higher profit margins, and it's an all-around way easier and better time for me as a dropshipper on eBay to be doing the manual eBay dropshipping method, just because it's a lot less work and a lot less hassle than the automated dropshipping method. Even though it is automated, there is a lot of issues that come about when you're doing such high volume. I remember one day last year I did 370 items from Amazon onto eBay in one day, and a lot of those slip through the cracks. You don't know what's going on. You're not paying attention to the items at all. You're really not paying attention to the ratings, if they're good items, if anything about them is if they even got delivered. I would never even check until somebody complained about it. So I really do believe that the manual method leads to a lot less headaches and a lot less stress in the long run. So you're going to want to take immediate action of your circumstances. So you want to open a new store right away. Your store has been flagged. So far, nobody's been able to come up with a way to unflag your store or find a way or know a certain amount of time that it takes to get your store unflagged. So what I would do and what I did is create a new store right away. You can create with the same credentials, and I know a lot of people ask me this, what are the credentials that you do? Like everything's the same except for the email. So the same PayPal, same phone number, same address, same LLC. It's not a stealth account. I've been asked a bajillion times if it's a stealth account. It's not a stealth account. I really don't even know how to do a stealth account. There's no VPNs. There's no anything special. It's literally I created a new account on the same everything. And basically the reasoning behind this is for everything that I've learned from talking to customer service, eBay creates every account eBay thinks every account is innocent until proven guilty. So as long as you don't make sure, like put software on there and then, get flagged, then you won't get flagged, at least for now. So work manually with no API integrations into your account. So this is my manual store's API integrations. And as you can tell, it's all eBay related things. The file exchange is part of eBay. And also Lithium Technologies is the platform or the company that runs the eBay's messaging platform. Or their forums or whatever. So everything here is eBay related. This is one of my automated stores. I didn't want to call out any of the softwares that I've had on in the past, so I did basically blur out and black out everything on there. But these three are all API related repricers and other types of software on there that I no longer use on my manual store. So that's step number one. You want to make sure that you never put any API related software on there. What are you going to do after that? You're going to want to list items manually as well. There is a way through SKUGrid, and I'll talk about SKUGrid on the next slide, on how to list through their thing called SKU Fetch, and they have a Chrome extension that helps you. And personally, I used it. I didn't really think it was that great. I like to manually list the items. Well, I like to have my virtual assistants manually list the items. And if you guys need help with virtual assistants, comment below, and I'll be able to help you out with what to do with virtual assistants, how to get them, and everything. And I'll be able to lead you in the right direction. So then I like to list manually with highly optimized item specifics. A lot of people don't talk about this. There's the description, which you can copy right off the website, maybe change it a little bit. The pictures are going to be the same. You could possibly add a watermark or edit your photos or something. I've seen people do it. But one thing a lot of people don't talk about is optimizing the item specifics. And if you scroll down into a new listing, you'll see a place called item specifics based on what type of item it is. I think I looked up Weed Whacker for this. So you can put in the brand, you can put in the power source, all sorts of different little things about it. Is it a bundle? What's the model number? What's the UPC, that the manufacturer's part number, everything on there. And it really just helps in adding more and more stuff into your item listing that people might actually search on eBay and they might find it that way. Also, you can add your own item specifics down here. So if you think that there's something about it that you want to add, like a size, a dimension, some sort of weight to it, the material that it is, anything, you can also add that as well. And I really do think that that gives your item that extra edge. So thirdly, you're going to want to, you can list manually and reprice manually on your own just by checking every once in a while. So one thing I've prided my new store on is I do not use Amazon, Walmart, or Home Depot, mainly because I wanted to prove a point. I wanted to prove a point that I could make a decent amount of sales a month without using the three biggest suppliers that are out there on eBay or for drop shipping related, Amazon, Amazon, Walmart, and Home Depot. So I've been using all sorts of obscure suppliers. One thing you'll realize about those suppliers is that they don't actually really change price that often, so you don't have to worry about it that much, but you can check every once in a while. You can list manually and reprice manually by hand for a little bit. Eventually, you're going to want to go into SKUGrid, get SKUGrid, and use the file exchange repricer. If you guys want a free, I think it's about 1 month trial of SKUGrid. I do have the link in the description, but either way, I highly suggest SKUGrid, whether you use my affiliate link or not. I'm not going to get that much money off of it, and you need to be using this. It's pretty much kind of automates the way that they do it. And SKUGrid, the number one issue that I've heard a lot of people with SKUGrid say is that, it really doesn't make sense to set up. It's kind of hard. And they are actually redoing their whole entire interface in the next 3 to 6 months from what I've heard. But if you look at it right now with the File Exchange app, I just took this picture today on March 19th, 2019. There's only 885 users with this. So say, even if all 885 users are active, that is a small amount of people using this compared to all these automated softwares out there. I know some of them, the automated ones will have 5,000, 10,000 people using them. And, it just goes to show that this is still a small, low-hanging fruit that you need to get in on right now in order to really reap the benefits of it before it becomes popular and mainstream. So another thing is you're going to want to focus on obscure suppliers. I have a video on how to do that I've already made, and if you haven't seen it yet, check the little I button up here in the top right of the screen when you're watching this video. Click it and you'll see a drop down of all the suggested videos that I have based off of this video. I'll show there's going to be more than just this one. I have a whole playlist that I've already made on manual eBay dropshipping. If you really want to learn it all, I would just start from the beginning on that and just watch all the way through. So let's get on to the next slide. So I want to show you my conclusions and my results. Manual dropshipping is the only way to not get flagged in 2019 if you're going to be dropshipping from retail suppliers that I know of. And there's also wholesale dropshipping out there and everything else around wholesale dropshipping. But like I said, like I prefaced, this is with retail dropshipping. It's the only way to not get flagged in 2019 with any type of dropshipping method. This is my store, literally starting off from January 1st. I listed my first item on January 7th, and this is all the way until today, March 18th, March 19th. The reason why this is so low right here is because of the fact that I took this picture early in the morning, like 8 in the morning. So I mean, the impressions hadn't gone up yet, but there's no even inkling of a drop or getting flagged or anything out there on it. There's a little dip right here, but I deleted a lot of items right here. Also, if you see little dips, I was promoting at 3%, then 2.5, then 2%. So as I'm growing, you can tell that I'm still growing impressions every day, which means that my listings are growing organically because of the fact that they're getting a lot of sales. They're staying at the top of their ranking on the search list. They're doing everything that you would hope your listing does if you're not flagged. So here's another picture of my results. This was March 10th maybe. I hit 30,000 in sales, and I'm only above standard because of the fact my account hasn't even been out for 3 months, and you need your account to be out for 3 months to get top rated. If not, I would be top rated. Very consistent sales. I don't think I've listed a single item on my account since March 4th. So I've gone 15 days without listing, and I'm still hitting $1,000 days in sales when a lot of people back with automated eBay dropshipping will have to be listing new items all the time. My items are getting search rank. They're actually ranking towards the top of the list. And there's only with these obscure suppliers, there's only 5 to 10 people maximum on every single item. So you don't have to worry about really falling to the bottom, because even if you fall to the bottom, you're still on the top page. So what I have to say about it, there's good sales. A lot of the time it's higher priced items. I don't go for anything under really like $35. And the majority of my items, I'm pretty sure my average is like $87. And it's a lot higher profits. I have no profit margin that's lower than 8% on the front end, especially with my 2% cashback gift credit cards and cashback portals like Giving Assistant. I'm making well over 10% average profit margin on all of my items every single day. So, I mean, once I actually scale this up to about $50,000, $60,000 in sales a month, that's going to be pretty much a full-time engineering income, which is the background I came from. So that's kind of what I try to hold myself up to, making $5,000 to $6,000 a month. And conclusion and results. So please post your questions below. I will make sure to answer all of them. As little Lego man here says, do not be afraid to ask questions. The only dumb question is a question that you do not ask, because of the fact that if you have that question, I can guarantee you 10 other people watching this video also had this question. They just didn't ask it. Also, if you found this helpful, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. There's a lot of new things that are coming out. We're really trying to push a lot of this manual dropshipping content out. And next week, I want to drop a video every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But I might go live on Wednesday next week. So that still counts as a video. We're also rolling out. Make sure after you subscribe to hit the bell notification right next to it so you will get notifications on my next video coming out. Because in my next video that is coming out, I am talking about 2 new free PDFs that we are dropping on manual dropshipping to help you get more information on manual dropshipping and everything that there is about it. All the questions that we've been asked, I've curated a list of the top 10 most asked questions, and we've answered them all in a highly detailed PDF, 2 highly detailed PDFs. And I want you guys to be able to get this. I want you guys to succeed at manual dropshipping, and I want this information to get out there because of the fact that all of these companies still pushing automated software and automated dropshipping. It just doesn't work, and I don't think that that's right for them to be saying that, because it doesn't make sense to be pushing something that just doesn't work. It's basically scamming you guys, and I want you guys to know that manual dropshipping works. It's a lot cheaper. You're going to get a lot higher profit margins, and you're going to have a lot less listings to worry about. My store right now has less than 900 listings on it, and the majority of them are kind of this experiment that I was running, trying to not snipe items and trying to find my own items out there. So that's another like 200 of those items that really weren't that great that I can take off. So I'll be doing about $40,000 in sales with less than about 600 items. And I know there's people out there doing better than that, and they do a lot of, and they also include Amazon, Walmart, and Home Depot into their repertoire, which is a way. I saw a guy the other day that had 330 listings. I know he was doing it manually, and he hit 78,000 in the last 30 days. So those are the results that you can get. The profit margins are higher. It's a lot better in my opinion. And yeah, so please ask questions in the comment section below. Please like this video if you did find it informative. If you guys like this type of format with the PowerPoint and, you know, the little GIFs and the pictures and stuff everywhere, let me know, because I really like making this. It's actually a lot of fun. And, you know, it was creative and a little bit of a change from the regular. So then again, like I said, thank you guys very much for watching the video. Here's my new end screen. I'm going to switch it to screen only.